Yes, students. In today's class, we are going to discuss about accounting concepts. There are different accounting concepts, but in today's class, we are going to discuss about only 6 accounting concepts. Now, before discussing about accounting concepts, first of all, we will discuss about what is the meaning of accounting concepts. Now, what is the meaning of accounting concepts? These are some concepts or assumptions which are to be followed by accountants for preparing financial statement. Means whenever the accountants at the end of year prepare financial statements. Financial statement means any kind of like any cash flow statement, any trading account, any profit and loss account, any balance sheet. Means when at the end of year these financial statements are prepared, then accountants have to follow some kind of principles. There are some principles, there are some rules. Then while preparing that financial statements, these principles, rules, or some concepts have to be followed by accountant. And these are some concepts of assumption. Means whenever we are going to record our business transaction in our books of account, these concepts guide how that transactions would be recorded in our books of account. Now, what is the conclusion? These are just concepts, these are just principles, rules, and there are some assumptions which the accountants have to be followed while recording the business transaction in our books of account. It is a basic concept. Now, one by one, we are going to discuss what is the different types of accounting concepts. Now, first concept we are going to discuss is going concern concept. Now, what is going concern concept? First of all, read its meaning. A business will continue for a long period and it would not be wound up in the near future. What it means? Suppose simply you have just started your business. You have started business, then you will never think that you will wound up in near future. It means whenever you have started any kind of business, you will always think it will grow. It will grow for a long period, and you are not going to wind up your business in near future. That is the main assumption. Whenever you will start your business, you will assume it will continue for a long period. Now, what is the purpose of this concept? Now, as per this concept assumption, if we record all the fixed assets, whatever fixed assets have been purchased, then all fixed assets will be recorded in our books of account at which price? Its purchase price, or you can say it's what price? Original cost price. Now, next important thing is we will not consider its market value of assets. Only what price is recorded, only original cost. Just take one example. What is the purpose of that going concern concept? Suppose a machine is purchased in the year 2015 for rupees what? 5 lakh. And its expected life is 10 years. Means we will assume that we will use that machine in our business organization for at least 10 years. That machine is purchased in 2015. For what price? That is 5 lakh. Now, and there is assumption we will use it for 10 years. Now, what is the purpose of that going concern concept? The cost of machinery is spread for 10 years for the profit or loss for each year. Means that 5 lakh is an what? It is a expense. It is a expense for vehicles. Naturally, we have purchased machine that is an expense for vehicles. Now, that cost of rupees 5 lakh will not be considered as a cost of only 1 year. It means whenever we will purchase profit and loss account of that year, full amount of 5 lakh will not be considered as an expense for not only that 2015 year. Means what is expected life? That is 10 years. Means from 2015 to 2025 up to 10 years. The total cost was total cost, that is 5 lakh. That 5 lakh total cost will be divided in what years? 10 years. Just check. Now, what is the cost total? 5 lakh. And that 5 lakh will be divided among what years? Total 10 years. Means every year 50,000. Every year 50,000 will be treated as an expense. The total cost of machine is not treated as an expense in the year of purchase itself. Now, what is the conclusion? The total cost of that rupees 5 lakh. It will not be treated as a total expense of only that 1 year, that is 15. It means that total 5 lakh will be divided among 10 years, that is 50. It means every year, suppose in 2015, whatever the cost will be included 50,000. In 2016, same as it is, every year 50,000 will be considered as an expenses. That is the concept of going concern. And up to 2025, again it will be 50,000. Now, next concept is money measurement concept. Now, first of all, read its meaning. What is money measurement concept? Yes. Only those transactions will be recorded in our books of account which can be measured in terms of money. What it means? There are different transactions in our business, but only what transaction will be recorded which can be measured in terms of only money, and other non-monetary transactions which cannot be measured in terms of money, it will not be recorded at all. One example, just take one example. Suppose goods are sold to Raj, then that sale of goods can be measured in terms of money. Yes, suppose the value of that goods is 50,000. It can be measured in terms of money. Suppose again, one more example, salary is paid to employees 20,000. Again, it can be measured in terms of money. Then these two transactions will be recorded in our books of account. Now, there is one example that is given. Just suppose a business has a particular day. Suppose a 50,000 in cash. Just listen carefully. And 1,000 kg of raw materials. There are 10 machines, 100 chairs, and 10 pens. Now just go through again this example. This cash is given in rupees. Then 1,000 kg, it is in unit in kg. Again, next machines, it are in numbers. 100 chairs, again it's in numbers. Then 10 pens, again it are numbers. Means there are different units. it is given in rupees, it is in units, kg, machines are in numbers, then we cannot add all these things. Then, according to this concept, according to money measurement concept, all these things we have to express in terms of what? Money. Now, again, how we will record these kind of cash, machines, raw materials? Then first of all, we have to convert these things into money. Now, what is first here is cash. Cash is already given in money, no need to convert. Second is 1000 kg of raw materials. Suppose that 1000 kg of raw material, its price is 5 lakh. 10 machines, its monetary value is 14 lakh. There are 100 chairs, its monetary value is 10,000. There are 10 fans, its monetary value is 15,000. Now, what we have discussed, all these numbers or units we have converted into money, and we will record what amount their monetary values, 50,000, 5 lakh, 40 lakh. We will add all these amounts and then we will record it in our books of accounts. That is the concept of money measurement concepts. Now again, there is one more important point. There are some transactions or there are some events which we cannot measure in terms of money. If we cannot measure in terms of money, then it will not be recorded. Like in your organizations, there are some human resources, employees, their employees are working. What are the honesty level of that employees? What are the relationship between employer and employees? Whether relations are good, bad, whatever. What are important that things are for your business organization. But these things cannot be measured in terms of money, and that's why we will not record. That is the money measurement concepts, and under money measurement concept, only there's transaction will be recorded that can be measured in terms of money. Now, second concept, another concept we are going to discuss is accounting entity concept. First of all, what is the meaning of accounting, or it is also called business entity concept. It is very important. Now, what is that accounting concept? First of all, its meaning: a business is considered to be a separate and distinct from its owners. Two points are there: business and owners. Now, first of all, what it means? Suppose there is one person, that is, suppose there is Mr. A. Mr. A has started business. Is there business? Is there business? Now, generally, what we assume, Mr. A has started his business, it is his business. But that thing is right, it is his business. Suppose he has invested 1 lakh. Generally, we assume, what we assume, both that owners, owner is that Mr. A, both owners and his business are same. But in accounting, what is the meaning of that accounting concepts? Both that owners, both that person, owner and his business, these are treated as separate. These are not same persons. These are not same entities. It means we have to assume these persons are separate and different from each other. Now, what is the purpose? What is the conclusion of that accounting concept? All the business transactions, whenever we are going to record our business transaction in our books of account, all the transactions will be recorded from what point of view? Business point of view, and not from the viewpoint of its owners. It means we will consider only business and we have to forget its owners. Just take one example. Suppose Mr. A has started business and he has invested rupees 10 lakh. Then Mr. A will be treated as creditor of business. What it means? Because under this concept, both that owner and business will be treated as separate persons. And whatever the amount that has been invested by that owner, this amount will be treated as the liability of business. Liability of business means at the end of your business, whenever the business will be closed, that amount of rupees 10 lakh will be repayable by business to its owners. Okay. Suppose A has started, in this example, A has started its business with rupees 10 lakh. It is his business. Then that rupees 10 lakh will be treated as a liability of business. Why it is treated as liability of business? Because whenever the business will be closed, that amount of rupees 10 lakh will be repayable by the business to its owners. Because under this concept, both these persons are treated as separate from each other. That's why that proprietor means its owners. Its owner is treated as creditor of business. That is the conclusion of this concept. Again, in simple terms, I am revising. Business and owner will be different from each other, and all the business transaction will be recorded from the viewpoint of only business and not from the viewpoint of owners. And that amount, whatever the amount that has been invested by owner, it will be treated as what? Liability. It will be treated as liability of business. Now next concept is cost concept, or it is also called historical cost concept. Now first of all, its meaning, we will discuss its meaning. Asset is recorded in the books of account at what price? At price at which it was purchased. Means whenever any fixed asset is purchased, any land, any building, whatever any fixed asset is purchased, then what value will be recorded in the books of account? Its purchase price. At what price that asset has been purchased or acquired. That is the cost concept. Now take one example. Suppose a business enterprise has purchased machinery for rupees 10 lakh. The machinery has been purchased for 10 lakh. Then what is its cost price? Cost price is rupees 10 lakh. Then this 10 lakh will be recorded in the books of account. This machinery will be recorded at its what price? 10 lakh. And whatever the market value will be ignored. What is its current price? Its current price may be changed. Then we will not consider its market value. Market value will not be considered. Not take only one, just yes, it is. Suppose that machine is purchased on suppose in 2018. Just one example. Suppose after 2 years, suppose in 2020, now its market value, its current price is increased. Now from rupees 10 lakh, its price has been increased to rupees 50 lakh. Means 5 lakh value it has been increased. Its market value is now in 2020 is 50 lakh. But what concept we have to follow? It's post concept. It means whenever we will record the machinery in our books of account, at what price it will be shown? Always it's a cost price. However, some depreciation will be allowed. That's a different concept. But under that concept, cost concept, we will record only its cost price and we will ignore its current or that is market price. That is the cost concept. Now next concept we are going to discuss, that is dual aspect concept. Now what is that dual aspect concept? Every business transaction has two aspects. Means whenever there is any business transaction, there is any purchase of goods, any purchase of assets, any sales, any expenses have been incurred. Every business has two aspects. What is that aspects? A debit and a credit. One aspect is of a debit aspect and second aspect is of a credit aspect. With what amount? With equal amount. Now, under this dual aspect concepts, actually this dual aspect is concept is based on our double entry system. Our double entry system. And according to that double entry system, every transaction affects at least two accounts. One account is to be debited and other account is to be credited. What it means? At least there will be two accounts. Now according to this concept, dual aspect concept, the two sides of balance sheet, will always be equal. Why it is equal? Because every transaction has a two effects. Same amount is written on debit side and same amount is written as credit side. Written with what amount? With equal amount. That's why the total of balance sheet will always be equal. Now there is accounting equation. Let's take one example. Suppose Mr. A has started business with rupees 50 lakh. Whenever Mr. A has started business, suppose he has 50 lakh. 50 lakh he has invested in cash. Now, he has also taken a loan of what amount? 5 lakh. Then he has taken a loan from what bank? It means what total amount of capital he has invested? Total 55 lakh. 50 lakh plus 5 lakh, that is 50 lakh. Now, from these 50 lakh, 5 lakh, naturally he will purchase some assets like land, building and some other assets to start its business. Then what is the accounting equation? All the assets must be equal to the total of its capital and liabilities. Capital is also called what liability? Internal liability. Why it's called internal liability? Because capital is invested by always owner. Whatever amount is invested by owners, that is called capital. In this example, Mr. A has started business and what amount he has invested? 50 lakh. It means that 50 lakh is a capital internal liabilities. Second is liability. Now under liability, what amount will be included? Only outsider liabilities. Now in this case, what is outsider liability? He has taken a loan from bank, that is Venus external liability. Now 50 lakh plus 5 lakh, and from this 5 lakh he will purchase assets. Now check it, both sides must be equal. He has invested 50 lakh, it has become capital, it has become liability, total liability, internal plus external, and that rupees 5 lakh he has used for purchasing assets or some other expenses. Now, what is the conclusion of that dual aspect concepts? Both sides of balance sheet must be equal. That is the conclusion, and this dual aspect is based on our double entry system. Now, next concept we are going to discuss is accounting period concept. Now, what is accounting period concept? The life of an enterprise means your business organizations, is broken into what period? Smaller periods. While the life of an enterprise is broken into smaller periods, the purpose is to check the performance of business at what periods? Regular intervals. Now, just take one example. Now, suppose in the first we have discussed one concept, that is going concern concept. Now, what was that concept? Under that concept, the enterprise will go for a what period? Long period. Suppose you have started business in 2020. Now suppose business is going on because you have to take assumption. Suppose up to 2030 business is going on, business is continuing. Now, at what period of time we will prepare our profit and loss account or balance sheet? Now suppose in 2030 its business is closed. Suppose. Now whether it is justified at the end of 10 years, after 10 years we will prepare our profit and loss account, our balance sheet? No. It means whenever our business is going on, there are some users like owners, business owners, its management. The company's owners or company's management needs accounting information, financial performance at what period? Regular intervals. Now suppose if we will prepare after 10 years, then it will not be good position. It will not show good position of our business. Then we have to prepare our financial statement at regular intervals. And generally, we will prepare in India our accounting statements for every 1 year. Every year, at the end of every year, we prepare our financial statement just to check whether for a particular period our business has earned profit or suffered any kind of loss. Then the entire life of enterprise is broken into what period? Smaller periods. Generally in India it is 1 year. Okay. For 1 year we will prepare our accounting statements, and that 1 year is called what? Accounting period. And in India we generally follow what period? From 1st April. from 1st April to 31st March of next year. Now next, what is the accounting period? It is the interval of time at the end of which we will prepare our income statement like profit and loss account or balance sheet. What is the purpose? To know the results or financial performance of bills. That is the conclusion of accounting period concept. What is the conclusion? The entire life of total our business has to be broken in small periods, like one period, 1 year. We prepare our accounting statement for what period? For 1 year. Just to check the financial performance of our business at what period? Regular intervals. And that is a concept of accounting concept. These are some concepts that we have discussed today. That is the going concern concept, money measurement, business entity, cost, and due cost concept. And last, there is one accounting period concepts. There are other concepts also we will discuss in our next class.